to go directly to our measurement. I'm going to come down 1 inch for our top line, and then I'm going to mark it, and I'm going to rule with my ruler. I'm going to name it my top line. For the next one, I'm going to come down by my armhole measurement, and then I'm going to come down by my waist measurement. I'm going to come down by my M line measurement. I'm going to do the same at the other side, and I'm going to be ruling them. So now I'm going to label them chest line, waistline, and M line. Next one, I'm going to take my shoulder to shoulder measurement on my chest line, and I'm going to rule. Shoulder to shoulder measurement is bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. I'm going to take my chest measurement on my bust measurement on my chest line, and then I'm going to take my waist measurement. And for the length, I'm just going to come in by 2 inches, because I don't want it to come stop at my waist measurement. So now I'm going to rule down. Please, for this pattern, because we are going to be using a very stretchy material, you don't need to add your seam allowance at the side, because we are going to be using a very stretchy material. We want it to be very tight on us. So for this waistline, I'm coming in by 1.5 inch, and then for the down part, I'm coming in by 2 inches, and then I'm going to connect this way. I came in by 2 inches, and then we are going to connect this way. For our armhole slope, we are going to come down by 1 inch, and for our neckline 3 by 3 inches, and then we are going to rule down like this. Now we're going to look for the center part of this armhole, and we're going to mark and then go in by 1/2 inch, and then we're going to curve with our curve rule. For the next part, we're going to use our tracing wheel to trace out all this pattern to the other parts of our paper, because we are doing off shoulder, so we need to transfer this pattern to the other side, and this is it. So now we're going to extend our shoulder line down, and we're going to be marking 2.5 inches, or you can mark 2 inches. It depends on how long you want your your sleeve to be. And then we are going to connect this way down to the chest line. Now we're going to come in by 2 inches from the neckline, and then we're going to come down 5 inches at the other side for the off shoulder slope. And now we're going to rule this way, and we are going to extend this line down, because that is where our other off shoulder is going to come in from. Now at this line, we're going to come in by 1 inch and just curve this way. I'm curving. We're going to extend it to that line. So for the next thing, we are going to come down from the shoulder line, from the top line, to 13 inches, and we're going to mark. And yeah, we're going to calculate 3 inches at the chest line, and at the first upper line we're going to calculate 2.5 inches. We're going to calculate 2.5 inches. For this line, I'm going to come down by 3 inches. For me, I used 4 inches, and it was too much. It was making that part very, very tight. and I did not like the way it came out. So I would advise you to use 3 inches or 2 inches, depending on how big you want your the sleeve to be. Now the line I'm taking for that measurement, you have the upper line. The first one you're going to take in 2.5 inches, and for the armhole, the chest line, you're going to take 3 inches, and then the place we curve, you're going to take 3.5 inches. And then now we're going to be adding our sewing allowance just for the shoulder line, the armhole line, by half of an inch. We're going to do that round like this. Please, if you don't understand anything I'm saying, you can come to the comment section to ask me a question. I will be here to answer you any question. And if you know, if you have anything you want me to teach about, you can just let me know in the comment section. So now we're going to take half inch all around all this place. Do not take on the body's part. You're just going to take at the sleeve, and then the shoulder line and the neckline. So here you can see how I'm going to take this. Just watch me how I take it. You're just going to take it like this. You can see how I took this place. And then for the chest line here, I'm going to come in by 1 inch, and then I'm going to connect to my half inch that I put on the armhole, just like this. Okay, so I tried this style and it was very tight, so I advise you to just come in by half of an inch all around. Do you understand? And then you connect it this way, and you're going to add your half inch at the hem line. Now this shape depends on how you want it. You can actually want to make a dress, so you don't need this um line pattern, or you just want yours to stop at the waist. It is fine. Me, I just wanted a little bit of this design at the bottom of my, I wanted a basque at the bottom of my design, just at the front, and I'll show you when I cut my when I cut it on my fabric. Now I'm done with this pattern, and now we're going to be cutting with our paper scissors. Now we're going to be doing slash and spread method. You can just slash it no matter how you want it, but please, this is not going to be too big because of we're not slashing it down, so it's going to give us a little bit of an issue where we want to spread it on our fabric. I'm going to show you the issue, but just slash it this way. Depends on how many pleats or gathers you want, and then I'm going to use my scissors to come in this way. This is going to be like a little bit difficult because we're not slashing it down, by just slashing a little bit of it, and you're going to see I'm going to slash it. So just watch this video first before you do anything. I'm going to slash the armhole also. And yeah, I made another mistake by slashing that half of an inch that we put for allowance, but I rectified it when I was sewing it. So just take note that this half inch that I just cut, please just take note, do not cut through the seam allowance. And now I'm going to be putting it on my fabric by spreading it just a little bit, because this is going to alter some of our measurements. So first of all, I'm going to be pinning in our first slashed paper, and then I'm going to be spreading it just a little bit. For this, you have to take your time. You're not rushing. You have to take your time. That's why I said you have to use like a very lycra fabric, the fabric that draws very well. Do not use crepe that doesn't draw, or any fabric that does. You can't use Ankara for this. You have to use a lycra fabric, and mine is a lycra fabric. So for this skirt pattern, you have to like watch the next video, because this video is already too long. So for the pattern, I'm going to be teaching you how to sew your skirt with elastic band so it doesn't show, how your skirt is going to come out very clean. And for the skirt, we are doing a line slash and spread method, low waist. So if you are interested in learning how to sew your skirts that way, please go to the next video. Now that we are done with that side, we are going to be pinning this round all the top bodies. So the same thing we did for the upper the lower sleeve, we're going to do it for the upper sleeve. But this design, if you don't want to like splash and slash and spread on your own design, you can just do it that way. There's no need for you to splash and spread. Do you understand? This is another design. I'm just trying to show you asymmetric top. If you don't want to splash and spread on your own design, you just want your cloth like that, there's no need for you to slash and spread. But this design, we're going to slash and spread. You can see the way I'm spreading it. I'm not spreading it so much because of the way the pattern is going to be. So now I'm just going to pin it down this way. Now that I'm done pinning everywhere, I'm going to cut the lower part first. Then I'm going to cut it this way. Please watch. If you're going to be making a dress, this is the same way you cut it. So now I've finished cutting everywhere. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be using my tape to like pleat this spread part that I did. I'm going to be putting my tape all over, so I cut it in a way that is not going to like spoil it when I want to sew. It's going to come out directly the way I want to sew it. I'm going to do this at the other side also, so I don't waste your time, because this video is getting too long. Now that I taped down the first part, I'm going to be cutting it down. You can't tape the two parts together because the pattern is not going to come out well. So you are going to do it one by one. So now I'm cutting it this way. Please, I made another mistake. You know, this is my first time sewing this. So for this armhole part, you're just going to measure up the former armhole you have and then this armhole. If it's not going to be equal, just you can extend it up. You can extend it up. The way I'm cutting this now, you can extend it by the amount that was reduced, and then you slant it to the normal neckline measurement. Please take notes. So now the same thing I did for the upper shoulder measurement for the now the same thing I did for the upper shoulder spread, I'm going to do it at this um other spread. We're going to be taking our tape and we're going to do it the same way we did the other part. So now I'm done, and yeah, I'm going to be cutting it with our scissors now. Now we are done. Now we're going to be taking off all the tape from the pattern. Please, as you're taking the tape off the pattern, you're going to be notching that place that we spread out. So when we want to pleat on our fabric, we know where we're going to pleat on. Please take notes. And now for the back of my top, as I said earlier, we're just going to be taking down, we're going to be taking it down the waist. So I'm going to be taking off the basque that I did for it just at the back area, because I don't want it to have a basque at the back. So that is what I'm going to be taking off right now. Now that I'm done, we're going to be pinning out the splash and spread notch that we took on our shoulder and our sleeve line. So that is what I am doing. So you're going to pin it this way for the two parts differently. Remember, we're going to be sewing them by half of an inch in. The same thing I'm doing here, that's the same thing I'm going to be doing at the sleeve also. I hope you're enjoying this class. Please, if you do not understand anything that I'm teaching, please just let me know, and let me know if I should improve in my teaching or anything. I am not going to say I'm new to YouTube, but I'm very new to voice note and stuff. So if you're not understanding, please let me know. So I've gone through the first and the second parts, and now we're going to be sewing half of an inch on the sleeve and on the shoulder parts. Now so we are going to be sewing it by half of an inch for the sleeve part, the shoulder part, and then for the hem line, the sides, please do not forget the armhole. And then for the neck part, we're going to be sewing them by half of an inch. And now this is the top. Please do not forget the armhole. That's how the armhole looks. And if you're interested on how to make the skirt, please link on the next video. Bye.